Don't be afraid of the dark. Just relax and let the darkness fall over you.
Welcome to Afraidish, a podcast where we take a deep dive into the history and paranormal while enjoying some tasty adult beverages. From ghost sightings to hauntings, urban legends and cryptids, let's get weird and afraid-ish together. Welcome to episode 42. I'm Paul.
And I'm Ashley.
It's been, a couple of months?
Yeah, it's been a while. We haven't consistently recorded or posted.
Yeah.
Since before Christmas.
I know. I haven't been posting on social media like I should, and I wanted to get regular at it, but I was sick for quite a while, but I'm fine now.
Mm-hmm. We're just out of practice,
Yeah.
Other things going on. Life.
Yeah. What are we drinking?
Well, you're drinking Blue Moon?
Yeah, I'm drinking a Blue Moon because the beer I wanted to buy, Walmart was out of, and
Were they out of it?
Yeah,
So they had a spot for it on the shelf? Okay. Is it like a new beer?
it's I wanted to get like a Kansas City based one because of the location where this is at.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and get started. Because
I didn't tell you what I was drinking.
Oh, sorry. Duh.
I am drinking a cocktail that I made out of things in the cabinet.
Nice.
Equal parts rum and tequila, spiced rum, and tequila añejo, and a part of the citrus sour mix, some guava juice that I bought at Burlington.
Nice.
Which is expired, but it's been sealed, like it's fine.
Okay.
And 7-Up and Sprite, lime juice. My God,
Nice.
my brain's not working. It was pretty rough. I put way too much lime juice in,
Yeah.
way too much lime juice. And the first taste of it, I was like, "This is the worst thing I've ever had to drink." Added more guava juice and more 7-Up, and it is actually not bad. It's pretty tasty.
That's good.
Still very heavy on the lime.
Woo. Yeah. All right. Now, here are 5 fun facts about museums.
Museums?
Yeah, I don't think I did 5 fun facts about museums yet, have
I
I?
don't know.
I forgot.
Okay.
Anyways. If I did, these are different than what I did before.
How do you know if you don't remember that you did them?
I don't think I did. I normally do the 5 fun facts about the place I do, but...
Or the subject.
Yeah, or the subject. 5 fun facts. All right. Number 1. The Capitoline Museum in Rome is the world's oldest public museum. It was founded by Pope Sixtus IX in 1471 after he donated some of his antique sculptures to the Roman people. Pretty cool.
I'm having a rough time because I'm really pissed off at Rome right now.
Who isn't?
Most people aren't, okay? So there's this thing where they were asking, they asked a bunch of men how often they thought about the Roman Empire, and most men think about it on a daily basis. Well, apparently I'm most men, because I think about the Roman Empire on a daily basis, and I think about how much I fucking hate, disgust, loathe entirely how I feel about the Roman Empire. I fuck Julius Caesar. Literally a curse on him and his, anyone related to him. Fuck that man.
Okay.
So,
Well, I do not think about the Roman Empire, so...
Your first fun fact really was like, that's fucking annoying. And also, fuck the Catholic Church. Like, let's be real here.
Well, it's all a cult, really. Anyways, number 2, the Louvre Museum in Paris receives 8.5 million visitors annually, making it the most visited museum in the world.
Wow.
The British Museum...
It's not surprising, but wow.
Yeah. The British Museum at 5.8 million visitors a year, and the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York are also among the most visited museums.
Fuck the British Museum.
Calm down.
We've got all these countries asking for their cultural artifacts to be returned to them, and the British Museum is just flipping the bird to all of them.
Yeah. Like, we stole this fair and square.
Yeah, they're like... it's so obnoxious.
I know. Speaking of the British Museum, again. Number 3, the British Museum collection contains at least 8 million objects and covers 2 million years of human history.
That's
basically, let me rephrase that. 8 million stolen objects.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. It's not like, okay, so like there's these Beline sculptures that are from, oh my god, somewhere in Africa. I can't think of the exact country off the top of my head, but they, like, there's these Beline sculptures. I think they're made out of bronze. And, like, there are still people in this country that could recreate these if they had the originals, right. And then they would give the British Museum the recreations in exchange for the return of their originals, but the British Museum still is like, no, absolutely not.
Not surprising.
It's anyway.
Britain's a whole shit show right now, anyway. So, anyways, no, not the whole, not Britain, but like
the monarchy.
The royals are all it's a shit show.
But is America any better? No.
No, it's probably worse.
So,
anyways, number 4. The Mint and National Museum in Potosi, Bolivia is the highest museum in the world, located 4,100 meters or 13,450 feet above sea level.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. It's like a freaking mountain or something.
Where is it? Bolivia?
Yeah, Potosi, Bolivia.
Yeah, it's in the Andes Mountains, isn't it?
I guess. I don't know geography.
I'm trying to think if Bolivia, is it in northern South America or is it in Central America?
I don't know. You got a phone.
Yeah, but I'm looking at my knitting chart.
I'm trying to read on mine.
Yeah, it's in South America. Yeah, it's fucking borders Chile. It's the Andes Mountains.
Okay, yeah.
One of the highest places on Earth.
Yeah. All right, number 5. The Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam holds the most extensive collection of Van Gogh's paintings and drawings, including over 200 paintings, 500 drawings, and more than 700 letters, even though the artist only sold one painting during his lifetime.
I love that that's a fun fact that the Van Gogh Museum would have the largest collection of Van Goghs.
Yeah.
Because the British Museum could easily have the largest collection of Van Goghs.
Yep.
I just like that that's like something that's out there as a fun fact.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the museum named for the artist does have the largest collection of the artist's art.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
What a fucked up world we live in.
Anyways, those are my 5 fun facts.
I love Van Gogh, by the way.
Yes. All right. First, let's get to know some history about Kansas City.
Okie dokie.
Kansas City has a fascinating history dating back to the early 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
The city's origins can be traced back to the establishment of a trading post by French fur traders led by the Chouteau family in the early 1820s. Over a decade later, another settlement called Westport emerged, which became an essential embarkation point for settlers looking to cross the Great Plains. It was the starting point for famous historic frontier routes such as the Santa Fe, California, and Oregon trails. Sorry.
No, in that... What's his face? The explorer that got lost and, like, walked himself in a circle, never climbed the mountain that was named after him.
Oh, yeah. Pike?
Yeah.
Something Pike, yeah. For
I
Pike's
don't know,
Peak.
for some reason I just thought of him when you were, like, talking about people crossing the plains. I was like, yeah, except some of them couldn't do it.
Yeah. Dumbass. In 1853, the two settlements were merged to form the town of Kansas. The city was divided during the American Civil War, and the Northern and Southern armies fiercely contested it due to its strategic significance. The Union established its headquarters for its District of the Border Military Department to combat local dissent, while Confederate forces tirelessly tried to wrestle control away from the Federal Army. Rebel guerrilla fighter William C. Quantrill conducted numerous raids around the city to weaken the North's hold over the community, building a notorious reputation. In 1864, Confederate General Sterling Price led an army of 8,500 soldiers in a campaign along the Missouri River, with the city as its ultimate prize. Fortunately for the Union, General Samuel Curtis managed to rout Price at the Battle of Westport that October, finally securing Missouri's southern borders. After the conflict had ended, the community recovered quickly, emerging as a prosperous manufacturing center specifically for the meat-packing industry.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Uranus's fudge-packing industry.
So I have a cousin that's getting ready to graduate from Army basic training.
Yeah.
He happens to be in Fort Leonard Wood. And so I was talking to his mom, and I was like, well, if you guys have time after Family Day, because, I don't want to take away your time together, after Family Day, let's try to meet up since you're going to be so close.
Right.
Like, these are people coming from Michigan.
Yeah.
So, like, we can meet in, like, Lebanon, or we can go get some fudge in Uranus. And she goes, oh my God. And I forgot we were going to be so close to Uranus.
Yeah.
Because her husband, my cousin, had posted something last year, a couple years ago or something. It was like an ad for Uranus that he like shared. It was like, oh my God, there's a place called Uranus. And I was like, yeah, that's right down the road from us.
Yeah. It's between us and
Lebanon.
St. Louis, or Lebanon, yeah.
Or it's on the other side of Lebanon?
I think so.
It's close though. Like, yeah, it's between here and St. Louis.
The city's economic renaissance was fueled by the arrival of the railroads in the 1860s and 1870s. Many entrepreneurs sought to create commercial enterprises that would make Kansas City an attractive place for railroad executives to open train stations. This led to the construction of several new skyscrapers in downtown Kansas City, particularly in neighborhoods near the confluence. I almost said influence. Confluence of the Kansas and Missouri rivers. Some of the city's most iconic landmarks, including the R.A. Long Building, the Scarrett Building, and the Commerce Bank, opened during this time. Other impressive venues debuted, including the famous Kansas City Zoo and the prestigious Country Club District. The population continued to swell, prompting the community to recharter itself as Kansas City in 1889. Among the new wave of people... My voice keeps cracking.
I just wonder why they, like, what was the reasoning behind Kansas City? Because it was in Kansas at the time?
I don't know.
No, because this was officially You're talking about Missouri, Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
So, and it would have always been in Missouri because you were just talking about the Civil War. So why would they name a city in Missouri Kansas City? Why are there so many cities in Missouri that are named after other states or other cities in other states?
Or other countries.
Or other countries.
Because Missouri. Because America.
And all the roads are numbers. Like, I will never get over that. Their numbers are letters. Like, fucking name it.
Yeah. Yeah. Among the new wave of people migrating to Kansas City during this time were African Americans who established a vibrant community near 18th and Vine Streets and opened a series of successful businesses, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
At the height of the Roaring Twenties, the neighborhood developed a separate reputation for its lively social clubs. Many musicians played nightly shows inside the venues that proliferated throughout the district.
Do you think Alberta was one?
Yes, she was. Alberta. That's a
Ghosts reference.
Ghosts reference. U.S. version.
Mm-hmm.
Many musicians played nightly shows inside the venues that proliferated throughout the district, giving rise to the distinctive Kansas City-style jazz. Some of the most notable musicians to emerge from this neighborhood were Benny Morton, Charlie Parker, and Count Basie. I don't know who they are.
Nope.
The city also built a reputation for its nightlife during this time, which its mayor Tom Pendergrast, often disregarding federal prohibition ordinances caused by the 18th Amendment. His loose enforcement of the law is now the subject of many legends. So basically, during Prohibition, he's like,
screw that, we're just going to party.
We're just going to do our thing. Because I'm sure he was one of the biggest people who partook in the,
What's funny to me, not funny, this is interesting, an interesting observation to me, that the government telling its states, hey, maybe you should make laws that make it illegal to own human beings as property, that was so offensive that an entire portion of the country wanted to secede, starting a civil war where hundreds of thousands of people died. But nobody wanted to war over a government law that said you can't party, you can't drink. I would go to war for that.
Well, I think it's because there were so many speakeasy and people were still drinking anyways.
I mean, true, but
even local officials.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because, well, they couldn't really do it because it was a federal thing. So, I don't know. And people like Al Capone kept it all going.
Well, yeah, but it's just human decency offensive enough to go to war over.
Yeah. It's
laws that actually affect your freedom and ability to live your life. Nah.
Fucking America, dude.
America.
Today, Kansas City continues to be a thriving metropolis that offers visitors countless cultural attractions. The city is home to the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, the Arabia Steamboat Museum, and the National World War I Museum at Liberty Memorial. The city's rich history and vibrant cultures continue to attract visitors worldwide, making it one of America's most noteworthy destinations.
Honestly?
Plus it has IKEA.
IKEA or no, I do love Kansas City.
Yeah. I like going downtown. It's a lot of fun. Now let's grab a drink, sit back, and learn some history about the 21C Museum Hotel, Kansas City by M Gallery. It was formerly known as the Savoy Hotel and Grill. Constructed in the early 20th century, the 21C Museum Hotel Kansas City by M Gallery is a true masterpiece of Art Nouveau architecture.
Why is that name so
I
long?
don't know. It's crazy.
What is, like, say it again?
The 21, it's like 21 and with a lowercase c, Museum Hotel Kansas City, because there's more than one.
Okay, so you're saying C, the letter C,
Yeah,
not
C.
seat.
C, yeah.
Okay.
21C.
I thought you were saying 21 seat museum and hotel by
M Gallery.
M Gallery.
No, it's 21 lowercase c,
Okay.
Museum Hotel in Kansas City. It is a true masterpiece of Art Nouveau architecture. The building displays some of the finest examples of this style in Kansas City, with its sloped arches, asymmetrical layouts, and decorative elements inspired by nature. Decorative. The hotel is a stunning work of the art that showcases the enduring beauty and appeal of the Art Nouveau style.
I do like Art Nouveau style.
Yeah. The 21C Museum Hotel Kansas City is a stunning holiday destination with a rich and fascinating history. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places and consists of a historic hotel and an accompanying restaurant that has operated for over a century.
Wow.
The hotel has a long and exciting history dating back to 1888 when John and Charles Arbuckle founded it.
Arbuckle.
The Arbuckle brothers were well known throughout Kansas City thanks to the success of their business, the Arbuckle Coffee Company.
Every time you say Arbuckle, I picture a carbuncle. Do you know what a carbuncle is?
No.
It's a pus-filled lesion
Ew.
on the skin.
Ew. No.
Think the from Canterbury Tales. Oh my god.
I don't know.
The bad guys in Canterbury Tales. They're described as having sores on their faces, but like they would have, the type of sores that they're described as having would be carbuncles.
Ew. Okay. I've never heard that.
Of carbuncles or of Canterbury Tales?
Well, both.
You should read Canterbury Tales.
Yeah?
I like Chaucer. He's funny.
All right. To further enhance their economic prosperity, John and Charles decided to build an upscale hotel in the center of what is now the city's financial district. They hired the architectural firm Van Burnt and Howe to design the building in an Art Nouveau style. Okay, so Van Burnt and Howe. I just found that funny.
That sounds like a
Burnt and Howe.
Three Stooges skit.
Yeah.
Do we cheat him and how?
Yeah. Van Burnt it and Howe. Anyways, when the Savoy Hotel finally debuted in the 1890s, it featured several unique architectural features, including a magnificent series of stained glass windows that are still present today.
Ooh, I love stained glass.
Yeah.
I want a stained glass window in our future house.
Yes. However, due to the rising popularity of the Arbuckle family's hotel, John and Charles Arbuckle had to hire Van Burnt and Howe again to oversee a massive construction project. The firm remodeled the hotel's interior lobby and added a new 6th floor. It even created space for an upscale barbershop to operate from the ground floor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shortly after the hotel's debut, the Arbuckles added the current western wing to accommodate their restaurant, which opened in 1903 as the Savoy Grill. The restaurant rapidly emerged as a beloved attraction in Kansas City, thanks to its delectable seafood and steak menu. I love seafood and steak.
Surf and turf.
Yeah, yes. Stunning carved oak bar and high-beamed ceilings Over the years, the Savoy Grill attracted many famous American luminaries, including W.C. Fields, Will Rogers, and John D. Rockefeller. Several U.S. presidents also frequented the restaurant, including Harry S. Truman, who became a regular guest with his wife Bess. Truman fell in love with the place so much that he continued to visit the Savoy Grill on his return trips to the community as President of the United States 3 decades later. He often ate inside the number 4 booth, also known as the President's Booth, which hosts other U.S. presidents such as Warren G. Harding, Gerald Ford, and Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
In the 1940s, the Park Central Investment Company purchased both businesses from the Arbuckle brothers. Over the next few decades, the Savoy Grill remained a renowned destination in downtown Kansas City. However, while maintaining its prestigious reputation, its popularity declined. In the 1960s, a local restaurateur named Don Lee attempted to revive interest in the hotel by buying the entire location. He renovated the building heavily, adding additions to the restaurant and hotel over the next 20 years. He even converted the hotel into a bed and breakfast to rekindle its allure. After owning the building for over 6 decades, Lee sold both businesses to a new generation of hoteliers. In 2014, 21C Museum Hotels acquired the site from Lee in cooperation with local real estate developers. Subsequently, 21C Museum Hotels initiated a spirited series of renovations that completely reinvigorated the entire facility. Upon completing its ambitious renovations of the entire location, 21C Museum Hotels debuted the hotel and restaurant together as the 21C Museum Hotel Kansas City in 2018. Today, a member of Historic Hotels of America, the 21C Museum Hotel Kansas City is among the finest places to visit in Kansas City, Missouri, showcasing the perfect blend of historical significance, modern amenities, and exceptional service. Here is some info about the hotel's architecture. The Art Nouveau style of architecture was born out of a desire to move away from the traditional and structured society of the late 19th century and embrace a more imaginative and creative approach. This new design movement was characterized by using organic shapes and curvy lines inspired by nature, and it quickly gained popularity in Europe and North America. It was known by different names such as Glasgow style, modern style, and Session style.
What?
Sezessionstyle. Sezession style. I think it's German.
Yeah.
Secession style.
I have no idea.
The most striking feature of Art Nouveau architecture is incorporation of natural objects into the facade of buildings.
Mm-hmm.
The architects used insects and exotic plants to create unique and eye-catching designs. Inside, Art Nouveau buildings were often adorned with terracotta coverings, ornate tile moldings, and beautiful mosaics.
I love Art Nouveau.
Yeah. The asymmetrical layouts of these buildings gave them a distinct appearance in sprawling cities. One of the most impressive examples of Art Nouveau architecture is the Castel Béranger in Paris, France. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Designed by Hector Gumard. It features intricate details and a unique design that perfectly embodies the Art Nouveau style. The term Art Nouveau was coined from an article published in L'Art Moderne, which introduced the work of the architectural collective Les Vingt. Vingt. It's all French. in the late 19th century. Despite its popularity, Art Nouveau gradually lost favor in the 1920s, and a new style known as Art Deco emerged.
Don't love Art Deco as much as I love Art Nouveau. Yeah. But I do like Art Deco.
I didn't put this down, but Art Nouveau came back in the 60s and is popular again today. So it's pretty cool. This new style emphasized modernity and better represented the changing culture of the West after World War I. Nevertheless, Art Nouveau remains essential to architectural history and inspires architects and designers today. Now for the hauntings. Kansas City doesn't have many haunted buildings that attract attention these days, but the Hotel Savoy is one place that will scare the pants off you. It used to be a historic hotel and grill, which closed down in 2014, but it reopened years later as the 21C Museum Hotel Kansas City. The restaurant still has the same old name, the Savoy at 21C. The hotel is pretty nice, but it looks like it's from a different time, adding to its creepiness. Room 505 is the hotel's most haunted room, with many stories attached to it. Here are some incidents from people who lived in and worked at the hotel during the Savoy. In 1987, an intriguing incident occurred in the apartment building where Reed Shaler, a young waiter, resided on the 3rd floor. One day while visiting his friend Kathy, who worked at the lobby desk on her 4th floor apartment. So yeah, she was a front desk worker, but he visited her apartment on the 4th floor. Okay. They had a visit from Mrs. Leitner, who lived across the hall from Kathy. She requested to borrow a cup of sugar, but unfortunately Kathy didn't have any in her apartment. Therefore, Reed went to his apartment to get a cup of sugar and went to Mrs. Leitner's door. When he knocked on the door, he heard her talking to someone. Suddenly, Reed opened the door and saw a man standing beside Mrs. Leitner, wearing a 1930 double-breasted suit. The man was very gray and in outline form, but he could be seen clearly. However, within a few minutes, the man disappeared into thin air. Kathy, who was standing behind Reed, saw him too. To their amazement, Mrs. Leitner then revealed that the man they had seen was her dead husband, Fred. Reed experienced a series of unusual occurrences for about a month after he spotted something strange. When he returned from work, he would find cassettes and record albums, which he had already stored away, placed on his bed as if someone was trying to decide what to listen to. That would be creepy.
Do they live in the Savoy?
Yeah, in the late 80s, there was in the top floors were apartments.
Okay.
And then under there were like the hotel, and then
Okay.
So basically, the workers got to stay there.
That's what I was unclear about.
Yeah. Additionally, the temperature in his apartment would drop significantly during the night, leaving him feeling chilly and uncomfortable. Reed made it a habit to lock his closet chifforobe every morning, but when he returned in the afternoon, he found it mysteriously unlocked. Being Catholic, Reed would light candles every Sunday morning, but upon returning from church, he would find the candles blown out. The prevailing theory is that Fred Leitner, the deceased husband, was drawn to Reed because of his kind gesture of getting sugar for his wife, and he visited him on the 3rd floor of the apartment building.
But also, if I was a ghost and I lived in a building, I would busy myself with blowing unattended candle flames out also.
Yeah.
So there's that too. And then I would be like, you keep fucking leaving these lit candles. I get it's part of your religion, but goddamn, I know more than you do, son. Quit leaving these candles burning.
Burn the shit down.
Exactly.
In September 1990, Larry Freeman was residing in apartment 505, which had recently been renovated. After taking a shower, he left the curtain open around the bathtub. As he was Brushing his teeth, he heard the water running in the shower, and when he turned around, he saw that the curtain was wide open as well. This strange occurrence happened 3 more times, each time in succession. Larry turned off the faucet tightly between each incident and closed the curtain. However, the curtain continued to open inexplicably. After the 4th time, Larry went to the apartment manager to report the unusual events. Sean Burns, the building manager, was walking down the hallway on the 5th floor when he heard the sound of jazz music playing, assuming it was coming from Larry's apartment number 505. He decided to check on him. However, on his way, he met Larry in the lobby, who was returning home from work. Sean informed Larry about the music, but after checking, they discovered it was not coming from Larry's clock radio, as Sean had assumed. Instead, it came from the flip-on radio that Larry kept next to his washing machine. The radio was always set to a classic rock and roll station, which Larry listened to in the morning. However, someone had turned the knob to the jazz station and switched it on. It was later revealed that only Larry had a key to his apartment besides Sean, making the incident a mystery. The 3rd incident happened a few months later. Larry was always cautious of his surroundings. He shut the sliding oak door between his bedroom and the living room before going to sleep, as it was gravity tilted to keep it closed. However, one night around 11:30, Larry heard a strange sound. The sliding door had opened on its own, even though no one was there. That would be creepy. Yeah. He was puzzled and scared at the same time. Upon investigation, he found no signs of a break-in, and the outer door was still locked. The incident left him wondering if the ghost believed to haunt his apartment was responsible for the strange occurrence. According to Mrs. Barber, a longtime resident, the ghost could have been Betsy Ward, whose spirit was believed to linger in the building. Betsy died in bed from a heart attack. People have investigated the room several times but haven't been able to locate the ghost or the reason behind the weird events. However, they did find an old gun sealed in the wall, and they heard plenty of odd footsteps in the night. Despite the lack of answers, Room 505 stories continue to be popular among those looking for a spooky experience. But would you be brave enough to spend a night in this haunted room with all these creepy stories in your head? Or would it make you afraid-ish?
I don't like it when they mess with you while you're sleeping. That's my thing.
Yeah, that would be the worst.
Like, if we went on we're investigating and we're not planning on getting any sleep at all whatsoever tonight kind of thing, that'd be one thing. But if we were going to go and, like, with the intention of having a nice time and getting some rest, no.
All right. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
Nope. I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I can't wait till June because we have a special trip we're going to take to one of our other episodes.
Beaver Winery.
The Belvoir Winery in Liberty, Missouri.
But also, I absolutely can wait until June. Well,
I know. I don't want time to fly that fast, but...
No, but also I don't want June to come, at all.
I know. I'm sorry.
Fine.
All right.
Hayden's birthday needs to move to a different month.
Yeah.
July 10th.
Yeah.
So, Grandpa's, too. My grandpa's birthday is June 9th.
Well, they obviously can't help it.
Well, they can celebrate it a month later or in May.
Anyways.
If
you have any stories or requests of anything you want to hear about or know anyone who does, please email me at afraidishpodcast@gmail.com. Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at afraidishpodcast. I never get on Threads anymore. I don't know. It's like
I do if I see something in my Instagram feed that looks interesting.
Yeah.
I'll click on it and it'll take me to Threads, and then I'll scroll for a little bit, and then I'll get really annoyed because it's basically just Twitter.
Yeah.
No. And it's not as bad as Twitter. It's nowhere near as bad as Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
what
now.
Twitter used to be.
Yeah.
It's what Twitter was when Twitter was Twitter.
Yeah.
Before Twitter became X. Before COVID destroyed Twitter.
Before Elon Musk.
Twitter was already shit. Well, see, and that's like I was never a Twitter user, so Twitter's kind of always been shit. And then it got worse shit at 2020, and then Elon Musk bought it, and it just then it was flaming shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he is a pile of flaming shit. So
He is, yes.
anyways, tell me what haunted locations you want to hear about or anything paranormal. All the links will be in the show notes. I do have this on YouTube as audio, but not video. You can listen almost anywhere you listen to podcasts. Also rate and review on Apple Podcasts and rate on Spotify. 5 stars, please. You can now support this show with a small monthly donation to help sustain future episodes. This will help with updating recording equipment and other necessities for the podcast. Then when I get Patreon up and running, you can support that way. The link for that will be in the show notes. And I'm still working on the merch store. Hopefully get that up and running whenever I stop being lazy and actually do it. Yeah. Until next time, don't be afraid of the dark.
Be afraid-ish of what's in it.
Bye.
Bye.
Not to be confused with Uranus's fudge packing industry.